In the previous video, we took a look at how we can turn an Arduino Nano into a VGA graphics card. We are left with these three open problems. Let's solve the first one now. By using an 8-bit parallel load shift register, we bought ourselves just 8 clock cycles to fetch a new data byte and feed it to the pixel output. Let's see whether that's possible. First, we need a pointer to the row of video RAM we are currently displaying. Secondly, we need a pointer to the char set data corresponding to the current line we are drawing. Both pointers can be calculated before we start the actual line drawing, so that's not critical. The time-critical code is highlighted in yellow here. It is repeated 40 times to draw a full line. This expression reads a character code from video RAM, looks up the corresponding pixel data and outputs it via Arduino's port D to our shift register. Port D are the output pins D0 to D7. Let's take a look at the assembler output of just this expression. The first instruction is a load indirect, taking 2 cycles. The second instruction is a register pair copy, taking 1 cycle. Followed by an add and add with carry, each taking 1 cycle. Next comes a load indirect, taking 2 cycles again. And finally we have an output to an I/O location, taking 1 cycle. Adding everything up, we arrive exactly at 8 clock cycles. So this is just working out. Let's proceed to the next open question. How can we get the timing of our shift register right? That means, how can we load the data byte into the shift register in sync with the shifting operation? One way to do it is to use Arduino's timer 2 and configure it to toggle pin D11 every 8 clock cycles. From this signal we can build our parallel load signal for the 74HC165 shift register. Let's take a look. Using a 74HC04 chip, we invert D11 5 times, ending up with an inverted version of D11, which is also delayed by about 15 nanoseconds. Now we pass both signals through an XOR gate. The XOR gate will only output a high signal if exactly one of the 2 input signals is high. We see that whenever D11 changes, both signals together will either be low or high for a short time, yielding the desired active low pulse we need. But note that the XOR I'm using here I built out of 4 NAND gates. This results in an additional delay of another 15 nanoseconds. So the parallel load signal, PL, takes place at the falling edge of the Arduino's clock. With this clock, shifting and loading would be out of phase, which we don't want. But now we have an easy solution here. We simply use the leftover inverter of our 74HC04 chip to first negate the Arduino's clock signal and then use it to drive our shift register. Now shifting and loading are perfectly in sync. That's great. The only thing missing now is the ATmega328 chip's system clock. We can access it by reprogramming the low fuse byte of the microcontroller. First, open up your Explorer, navigate to the file board.txt and open it. Search for the fuse definition within the Nano section and change the low fuse from hexadecimal FF to hexadecimal BF and save again. For the change to become active, simply reopen the Arduino IDE. Load the sketch Arduino ISP from the example section and upload it into an Arduino Uno. This Arduino will serve as a programmer for our Nano. Now we hook up the Nano to our Arduino Uno programmer. Choose the Arduino Nano as a target platform and choose Arduino ISP as the programmer and hit Burn Bootloader. This will write the new fuse bits into the flash memory of our Nano. Let's now check whether we can measure the clock signal on pin D8 of the Arduino Nano. I disconnect the programmer now and hook up my oscilloscope to the Nano. And yes, we see the clock signal now. Taking a step back now, this is how our graphics card looks. The red and blue wires are power and ground from the Arduino. Here and here. The yellow wires are the 8 parallel data pins from port D of the Arduino connecting to the input of the shift register, from the left to the right. The shift register output Q7, also shown in yellow here, is the video data signal to our monitor. Next, in black, we have the Arduino clock from pin 8, going through one inverter and driving the shift register. And into the shift register here. The white wire coming from pin D11 of the Arduino is fed directly into one input of our XOR gate. Over here. For the second input, we invert D11 5 times in the 74HC04 chip, which can be seen here. The output of the XOR serves as the parallel load signal for our shift register. And in cyan and green, we have the vertical and horizontal zinc pulses. All that is left to do is to hook everything up to the VGA connector and upload the Arduino sketch into our Arduino Nano. However, there's one little trick I haven't covered yet, and that has to do with the generation of our H sync pulse within the timer interrupt routine. When the Arduino is interrupting its normal work to jump into the interrupt code, it first finishes its current instruction. But not all instructions take the same number of cycles, as we have seen earlier. That introduces a timing jitter we have to compensate for. The trick here is to use the value of Arduino's timer 2, which is counting the clock cycles anyway. Depending on the value of the timer being even or odd, we either immediately generate H-sync or waste a cycle before we start. I'll include the source code in the description of the video, and it should be pretty self-explanatory. I hope I got you interested in building your own VGA card from an Arduino Nano and a few logic ICs. Please let me know in the comment sections below if you have any suggestions or improvements. Take care. Bye.